Hey friends, welcome to another week of Boba League. We are now in our third week of our regular season, and with another week of volleyball is another week of encouragement. Now, we've been doing a small mini series on how can we make deeper friendships within our league. How can we pull and bring our community closer together and deepen that. And we were focusing on two videos so far on the importance of a name, how by getting to know people's names, it dignifies them and it makes it a more personal experience by saying their name. And then in the second video, we talked about the heart, the foundations, the beliefs, and challenging the belief in sports that performance, scores, stats is what brings good sports versus and challenging us to switch to the mindset that relationships, the relational approach is what brings good sports. And so I wanted to share you a quote from Dr. Tim Keller, who was a really well spoken speaker in New York. And he talks about this concept of consumer relationships. All right. And he says, throughout history, there have always been consumer relationships. Such a relationship lasts only as long as the vendor meets your needs at the cost acceptable to you. If another vendor delivers better services or the same services at a better cost, you have no obligation to stay in the relationship to the original vendor. In consumer relationships, it could be said that the individual's needs are more important than the relationship. Now, Dr. Tim Keller is really talking about like how people handle friendships and relationships almost like a business. And this is the thing we don't want. We want to encourage our players to stick it out, to ride the waves of ups and downs, and hold together because we believe that by not being a consumer relationship of only if you scratch my back, then I'll scratch your back, then we'll have good volleyball. But instead, it's to be consistent and journeying with the rest of your teammates through the season, then we will have a deeper foundation, a stronger foundation for good teams and for good friendships. And so for today, I sort of want to just talk about now about the action. We were talking about the heart and about the foundations of relationship and believing that. And now how does that move and manifest itself into action? And so today I want to talk about our words. Words have power, words have impact, words can do a lot of things. It can tear people down, it can lift people up. And so I want to talk about our word choices. So here's an example. This is quite a usual one I hear a lot at volleyball. Okay. Sam sucks at hitting. All right. Now that statement alone just ends the conversation. It's a conversation killer. That's a fact. Sam sucks at hitting. All right. And that's not what we want. We want to have a more positive perspective on things because that statement is not the full story. All right. Sam sucks at hitting. That only is like half of the story. What we could say, if we were to flip it around, we would say Sam is struggling with hitting. However, I can see that he is really trying hard. All right, you hear that? That second statement leaves the door open. That statement has an opportunity to encourage people and to provide people with opportunity. All right. And so that's what I want to encourage you guys for this week is how can we, when we say something, how can we constructively mentor them, but also encourage them and not just say, that guy sucks or that guy's no good, right? Because we really want to be focusing on the heart of the matter is that the person is a person. He has feelings, right? He has his own thoughts. I bet a lot of players know that they have a hard time and are struggling. But what they don't need is just the obvious that, oh, they are bad at this or something like that. What we want to be doing is saying things in a positive perspective that is encouraging, even when people have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, right? So, to be fair, we need to be able to open doors and provide opportunities through our words. All right. And that is one of the ways we can uplift and support our team. And that also will allow for longer relationships within the team and stability within the team. You see a lot of teams, they fall apart because, okay, this person doesn't meet our needs. He doesn't, not a good hitter. He's not a good player. But if you have good friends that speaks life, speaks positivity into each other, even when you are struggling, that can make a difference between a strong team and a team that is falling apart. You could have a team that's full of skill, but if they're all unsupportive or passive aggressive or saying things that hurt people emotionally, then that team's potential just falls apart, right? And so, for this week, I encourage you to really be mindful of what you say. Say things that give life, right? Be a good wingman. If you know the movie Top Gun that came out in 1986, maybe you know Top Gun Maverick. The character Maverick, he was really known for going solo, being by himself, and he was given an instruction by his instructor to stick with his wingman. But in the beginning of the movie, he never does. He thinks he can win the battle scenario by himself. But by the end of the movie, he realizes the importance of sticking to his wingman to complete the combat mission. And that saves him. And so, as I end this video, stick with your wingman, stick with your team, work through the tough times, celebrate the good times with your words through the highs and the lows. All right. And so, I encourage you, please, 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 think about the people around you, uplift them where you can, and strive for good relationships. If you keep that in mind, this will make a big difference, not only for you and your team, but for all the people around you as well. Use your words through the heart and by getting to know people personally. All right. Thank you for this time, and I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Bye bye.